Let's talk about charge-offs. Charge-offs are one of the most difficult items to remove off your credit report. But there are 7 things you need to do before you dispute a charge-off so you'll know how to dispute it and what impact a charge-off can have when you dispute it, and what is your goal to having this charge-off removed. So first, there's 7 things. The first thing you want to consider is you want to audit each credit report. You want to review your secondary credit bureau reports and your big 3 credit reports. And what you're looking for, do all of the credit bureau reports match? Meaning the date that the charge-off was reported, the amount of the charge-off, and the history of the charge-off. This is something that is overlooked. Many times, the original creditor will update the information with your primary credit bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, but they'll just list it with the secondary credit bureaus so it will appear. So LexisNexis, ARS, SageStream, Clarity Services, you will see a charge-off, but you may not see the history on it. Like, did it report March, April, and June? Or just did it report the month of, meaning March, when the charge-off was filed? This can help you in disputing and having a charge-off removed if there's a discrepancy on any of the credit bureau reports. Now, what is the next thing you need to do before you dispute a charge-off? Your next thing is the charge-off active or dormant? What does that mean, active? An active charge-off is where the original creditor is calling you, emailing you, or sending you letters continuously, meaning you get a phone call several times a month, you get 1 or 2 letters per month, or you receive several emails per month. This is an active charge-off. That means typically this is recently reported, meaning the charge-off is under a year old and the original creditor is trying to collect on that debt. Why is that important? Well, if you've answered the telephone and spoken to the original creditor, or if you've responded to an email or a letter, that means you have verified this charge-off. So if you do a method of verification dispute, the original creditor may provide that information to the credit bureaus, making it harder to remove that account from your credit reports. So you need to review your charge-off and say, hey, have I picked up the telephone? Have I had any discussions? Have I responded to an email? And typically when they communicate with you, they're offering you a settlement. You may owe $1,500, but they're willing to settle for $750. If you entered into negotiations with them, that means they have a recording of either your voice, the writing, or the email, which will make disputing the charge-off more difficult, and you're going to have to use a different method than method of verification. That is number 2. Number 3 is the creditor really active. And when I say really active, what this means is that creditor is Metro 2 compliant. A Metro 2 compliant creditor is any creditor that responds immediately once a dispute is submitted to the credit bureau. So if you disputed this charge-off in the past, and within a week after receiving the dispute, the credit bureaus alert the original creditor, and you get a phone call, that means they're Metro 2 compliant. That also means your dispute and your credit repair strategy is going to have to be different. The first thing you're going to have to know is don't pick up the telephone. The second thing is don't respond to text messages, because there are several creditors, Capital One, Bank of America that now send collection text. Yes. Also, there are a few debt collectors who will report a charge off now instead of a collection because they will service that account from an original creditor, and they are extremely aggressive. So you may receive phone calls, emails from a number you might not recognize. Listen to those voicemails, associate them, and program that number so you'll know that that is associated with that particular charge off. That is an actively current hot. That is typically a charge off under 3 months old. And those charge offs, you have to be extremely careful on how you dispute them and create your credit repair strategy and your dispute strategy all the way out before you send any letter. And we'll go over that in another video on how to attack aggressive creditors looking to get their charge off paid and that debt settled. Number 4, is paying this charge off an option? Let me give you an example. If you're purchasing or thinking of purchasing a home within the next 6 months and you have a solid credit score, maybe a 650 or 680, we all know that collections and charge-offs make acquiring a mortgage difficult. And it can impact the rate in which you have to pay for your mortgage. So is paying it off an option? This is something to consider because the average charge-off takes anywhere between 3 and 9 months to have it removed, and that's if the charge-off is over a year old. If the charge-off is under a year old, the typical time to have those removed is anywhere from 3 months to 18 months, depending on the type of charge-off, meaning the lender, the amount, and if they're Metro 2 compliant, and how aggressive this particular creditor is. And one other, have you disputed this charge-off before and it wasn't removed? If so, the second time around is typically a little bit harder because they've peeked and seen your technique. Now, what makes a charge-off even harder to remove, if you paid somebody previously who used the credit sweep and it was reinserted, meaning the charge-off was removed and it showed back up within a few months. If you have that case, yes, it can take from 3 to 18 months to have those type of charge-offs removed. Now, the next one. So if paying for it isn't an option, now remember, if you're going to purchase a home and you can afford to pay the charge-off off, it's easier to dispute a charge-off that has been settled than it is one that is still waiting for payment. So paying a charge-off off can actually help you get it removed from your credit report. And many times, if you want to pay a charge-off off, you don't have to pay the amount requested by the original creditor. Many creditors will settle for a lesser amount. So if that is an option, make sure you evaluate that before you start the process, because once you start the process and then decide, man, I might want to settle it, it can be more difficult. And if you start an attempt to settle the debt and they don't give you an amount you agreed to, it's going to be even harder to dispute because you verified that the account is yours and is reporting correctly. So paying it off, if you decide to, make sure you're committed to doing it, because once you start the process, you can't reverse it. But it can help expedite the removal, especially for any charge-off that's recently reporting that's under a year. Those charge-offs are a little bit more difficult to have removed. Now, number 5, you're going to review, like we said in number 1, all your credit reports. If you find that there's a discrepancy, you're going to use that credit report. Say LexisNexis is only reporting it in March, and the big three, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, are reporting, updating it each month. You can use that discrepancy and create a letter to have it removed from the big three, and you always start with Experian first. TransUnion is a little bit more difficult to operate with, as is Equifax. Is less than TransUnion, but you start with Experian first once you find that discrepancy. 6, decide your dispute strategy. Now, there are several dispute strategies, and we don't have to go into all of them, but basically a dispute strategy is how aggressive do you want to dispute it. Depends on if you need it removed quickly, and the age of the account, and actually the time you have available and the resources you have available to commit to an aggressive dispute strategy. You may say, what is an aggressive dispute strategy? Where you use certified letters to all credit bureaus. Every 2 weeks, you call for an update to see the process and the information being provided from the credit bureaus. Any updates, you are recording those calls, creating transcripts to find out an opportunity and where to escalate your dispute even further. That is an aggressive dispute strategy. A non-aggressive is when you mail your dispute letters, you wait 30 to 45 days for your response, and then you wait for their response before you move to the next step. That process takes longer, but it is very good, just like the aggressive, and many times that is a more effective strategy when you have newer charge-offs. If you have to get something like you're purchasing a car, you need a business loan or a home, many times people will choose an aggressive dispute strategy, but you have to write it all the way out, because in the third or fourth round, that's when you determine, hey, how aggressive do I really want to go? Do I want to escalate it to the executive office by certified mail, send them a legal demand letter stating if this account isn't removed, I'm going to pursue legal action? Those are the things you need to think about, because when you're creating your dispute strategy, if you know you have a relatively new charge-off reporting, you're going to spend more time creating a strategy if your goal is to get it off at a certain period of time. So you have to start thinking of the exit ramp. Are you going to escalate at the third round, fourth round, or fifth round? If you're trying to get it off quickly, you're probably going to escalate at the third round, and you're going to go balls to the wall. Mail CFPB complaint, an executive legal demand letter, a regular certified letter directly to that credit bureau, and you may actually attack the original creditor if that is an option, if you're trying to get it removed quickly and you're being aggressive. Now, after you decide your dispute strategy, the last thing you do is you're going to create your dispute letters for the first 3 rounds. And you're going to say, hey, if this occurs, I'm going to respond with this and this and this. These are the 7 steps you should take before you dispute your charge-off. And remember, charge-offs, they're easier to remove the older they are. If they're over a year old, you can request a 1099-C. You can check your tax transcripts to see if it was written off. If so, you can use that as the way to get it removed, because you can't have income being reported on your credit report. Now, hopefully this helps you. These are the 7 things you need to do before you start the dispute process on a charge-off. Hopefully this really helps. If you have any questions, leave a comment. If you need personal assistance or you want to set up a phone consultation, make sure to email me at perfectscore@$10creditrepair.com. Thank you.